Peace to all the divine primordial deities. Now, if you're not privy to this information, I suggest just keep it scrolling. I am not here for the dead. I am only here for the awakened. If it resonates, let it marinate. If it don't apply, let it fly. Now let's get deep. Now, what's the difference between a spirit and a soul? Let me break it down. We have a devil, which means double, which means deuces. We have two. The Elohims have a spirit and a soul. Now, we are considered the fallen ones. We became the descendants because we fell. The fall was the result of being defeated. We was the lamb that was slain before the foundations of the earth. We are considered the Nephilim, which in Greek means Nephal, which means the falling ones. This is duality. We have the spirit and we have the soul. The soul is God, and the spirit is what you call your daimon or your demon or your devil. That's your lower half, your lower nature. That is what they call the breath of air. Now let me show you, because I can show you better than I can tell you. Within this body exists the Nephilim and the Ancient One, all at the same time. It's the yin and yang. The devil is spirit. That's the phantom, that's the ghost, that's the breath of air, the element. That is the false self. That's the non-human entity, which is the ego. Your soul is the Ancient One, the yang, God, soul, divine, the black dot, which is chaos, fire, your true self, love, consciousness, okay, which existed before the physical form. All right, this is the divine soul, which is your true self. Now, the goal is to become one. You have to subdue the spirit, which is the devil, which is the Nephilim. Okay, this is your ego. This is your enemy. This is Set. The goal is to render the spirit, which is your daemon, to nothing, so that way you can become soulful. Your body is Egypt. Your upper self is the soul, which is Heru, which is God, and the lower Egypt, which is the spirit, which is Set. You have to bring these two in union, because if you allow the daemon, which is the spirit, which is none other than the Nephilim, the falling part of you, to roam, it becomes a strong entity. These are two personalities that you have. The goal is you have to overcome the ego and the devices of your lower self. You have to take control of your ego, and you have to master Satan. You have to master your ego, your lower self. The only way to do that is you have to illuminate Satan and come in union with him, which is your lower self, and become one. Now, not everybody have a soul or a devil, a double. There's beings on this planet that only have a spirit, which means they are what you call Satan in the physical form, the epitome of evil, because they can't go past their heart chakra. Their consciousness is stuck in the root chakra. This is the ego. This is Set. Okay? This is your lower self. This is the spirit. And those who have just the spirit is only stuck under the heart chakra. They can't ascend because they stuck in the lower chakras. Now, keep in mind, that's my favorite word in it. Keep in mind, dogs have spirits. Cats have spirits. The ant that you see outside have a spirit. We don't have souls. And it's those who are on the planet, which is the others, are animals and walking, talking beasts. They are what you call an animal in the physical form. That's why they tend to act out of their animal nature, because they can't go beyond the animal state of consciousness. When the Kundalini rises up, it burns the daemon up, because it's not a soul. A soul is an internal fire. So when the Kundalini fire rises, it just amplifies the soul. And plus, we have a pineal gland to filter out the fire. Their pineal glands are calcified, so they burn up from the inside out. That have a calcified pineal gland, their pineal gland is shut off. A soul can't enter into that. The gateway is closed. We, as being the divine beings on this planet, we have access to incarnate over and over in one body. Okay? And every time there's an incarnation, there's a different level of consciousness that we ascend to, because each chakra or seal that we break, which is consciousness, is the higher states of awareness of consciousness. So each seal you break and open the God's consciousness, but you have to make it past the third chakra. You got to be able to advance past the fourth chakra, because the fourth chakra is the gateway to the higher chakras. Okay? When the heart is illuminated, which is also considered another soul, okay, it gives you access to the pineal and the crown chakra, which is the Christ consciousness. So for those who only have a spirit, they cannot make it past this material plane, because it takes a soul to exit out of the matrix, because the soul is the original spaceship. A spirit cannot advance because it is bound to this world, because it's a part of the falling world.